So the first set of rules that we want to discuss is for the kids between the ages of 4 and 12 years old. We think a little bit differently here at Gracie Tournaments about how we run the kids. We want them to have a positive experience. We want them to get quite a bit of mat time, and we want it to be a growing experience for them. We see no real sense in going to a tournament, taking your Saturday and Sunday, driving out to a tournament. Your child competes for maybe one match or 1 minute or 30 seconds, whatever the case may be. They lose and they're out. We don't believe in that. We want them to have a fulfilling tournament, a fulfilling experience. So what we've done is we've taken the format, we've made the matches 4 minutes long, and they're going to be guaranteed at least 3 matches. Now, within those matches, if a child is getting close to tapping, the referee steps in, stops the match, and then resets them in standing position. And they continue to flow back and forth, and every time a submission is close, we stop and stand them back up. That way the child doesn't feel the need to tap and doesn't get discouraged because they lost. They just continue to move and continue to flow throughout the match. Now, if there is a child, and they're out there, that is very talented, and we pit them up against another child that's maybe not as talented, and the one child is really hammering the other kid and is tapping them over and over, the referee always has the option of stopping the match and raising both the kids' hands. And the other option that they can have is they take the more talented child and putting them in bad position, say the bottom of the mount, have the other child hold them down on top, or side mount, or whatever the case may be. The whole purpose of that is not to discourage the child that has more talent or is more skilled, but it's to try to expand their knowledge and teach them how to escape from bad position in a tournament setting, because many schools don't really allow the kids to work out of bad positions. They're only focusing on the strong positions and being on top and controlling, and we feel that it's kind of limiting a little bit. So we want to tell the kids, hey, if you're way better than your partner, go ahead and start from the bottom of the mount and work your escapes. You already know, you already tapped the kid or put them in danger of being tapped several times throughout the match. Now let's work on your defensive skills and your escaping skills. So we really push that and try to kind of force the kids in a way to work on the defensive aspect of jiu-jitsu and not just solely looking for the submission. So the kids' rules are basically the white belt rules that I'm going to discuss in the next segment, but they just don't go to the submission. Right before the submission, they stop. So things like leg locks are not allowed at all with kids. If the choke, whether it's a guillotine or a triangle, seems to be tight, we're going to stop it, but they are allowed. The basic submissions are allowed. Cross chokes, if they have the gi on, kimura, Americana, straight arm lock, the triangle. The guillotine, again, the referees will pay special attention to guillotines because of the cranking of the neck, as well as pulling the head down the triangle. So the child should never have to be in that much danger where they tap, but you know, we do our very best and we're right on top of them to prevent the child from tapping out or being injured. So no leg locks, no wrist locks, no small joint manipulations like pulling the fingers and things of that nature. But the main thing is the basic submissions, your kimura, your Americana, your straight arm lock, the triangle, maybe a guillotine, the basic submissions. Parents and coaches, for the kids between the ages of 4 and 12, there is no coaching. We want them to not feel the pressure or the screaming or the yelling of the fans, their family, their friends, the coaches. We want the kids to be independent in and of themselves, to go out there and have fun and to just roll around and play with other kids. That's the main focus of the tournament, so there will be no coaching allowed for the kids between the ages of 4 and 12 years old. Although there is no technical coaching, such as attack the arm, pass the guard, push their leg down, things of that nature, there's no coaching in that sense. It doesn't mean that you can't cheer for your child, but always remember, because of the experience that we're trying to provide for the kids, if you're going to cheer for one child, you should cheer for both. Because sometimes what happens is you have one child who comes in and brings their whole entourage. 20 people come down and they have a very loud cheering section, where another child might come in with only 1 or 2 parents that may or may not be, you know, boisterous. And what we want is, we want the positivity to be coming from both ends, so the child feels comfortable and they don't feel the pressure that is really unnecessary and unjust to them. So the uniform for the kids is pretty simple. For the gi day, it must be a white gi. There are no colors allowed at Gracie Tournaments, only white gis. Now, for the no gi, it's a little bit more flexible. They can wear any sort of board shorts or basically board short style or grappling shorts with a rash guard. They have to have a rash guard, no t-shirts, because the fingers tend to get caught a little bit more in t-shirts. And t-shirts stretch and rip and things of that nature, whereas rash guards stay a little bit more form-fitting to the body, which makes it a little bit, they would make the child a little bit less likely to get injured by getting their fingers stuck in the rash guard. Color doesn't really matter. They can wear any color combination of rash guard and shorts. They can also wear the spats, those the elastic pants. That is also okay. It is okay to wear a rash guard underneath the gi for the kids. Some kids just don't feel comfortable wearing a gi with no shirt. That's also okay.